Hello and welcome to Slice of Pie, first one of February. How are you guys doing today? I hope you are staying warm through this massive polar vortex. Before we get started, I'm actually going to share a little bit of internet with you. Essentially, you know, if you're in the middle of this polar vortex, you're probably thinking, man, this thing's a real bitch. Well, somebody thought so and drew this art. Of course, just to stay on YouTube's safe side, I did censor it a little bit, but still, yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, let's just get into it. I was gonna make a joke about being in Florida and like we are so cold right now. It's 40 degrees, but actually right now it's in the 60s, I think, which is not cold at all. So I can't even really make the joke about being Florida cold. So let's just jump into the stuff, the stuff that I need to jump into. Channel news. So we do have a bit of news and an update on the next vlog. The next vlog, which is the recording setup update vlog thing, plus a freestyle skate session, that will be up Wednesday. I'm actually getting over an injury that I do explain in the vlog a little bit further, but it's preventing me from doing any flip tricks that involve the right side of my dominant foot, which sucks a lot because it pretty much means I can't do anything involving a kickflip. That being said, the injury itself feels like it's getting better, and I should be able to get in there soon. I just don't want to stress it because it could be a strain, it could be a fracture. I didn't check it out, to be completely honest, because toe injuries and foot injuries of that kind are just, they usually, because they're so minor and they don't really affect very much about your day-to-day, they usually heal on their own. And yeah, it's not like I can't walk, it's just I can't kickflip. And that's all it is right now. So I'm getting over that. So there's a freestyle session where I actually do something that I need your guys' help identifying the name of the trick, because I don't even know the name of the trick. So it's a freestyle trick. It's weird, it's cool, and it's just a mini session. So look out for that on Wednesday. Tomorrow and the day after that, we are actually going to be dropping 2 Let's Plays a day for It'll Do 2. That game is an indie game. It was on the Wii U, It'll Do 1, and I think even the second one. But this version I was playing on the Switch. I like the game. It's pretty cool. It's a Zelda-inspired puzzle game. I would say it goes heavier into like the puzzles and the combination of how items work together than Zelda does, but at the same time, it doesn't go as far into the combat as Zelda does. So it's an okay, or actually I would say even good indie game, and you can watch the Let's Play and decide for yourself if you got a Switch. I think it's also on PC, and if it is on PC, I'll link to the Steam version in the Let's Plays themselves. We also have been working on new transitional art for this show. I am dedicated to continue improving this show. So between this segment and the game news, there's actually going to be a video transition. It's the first one that I've completed, so let me know what you think. I did create all of the art assets for it myself, and so there's a lot of stuff that kind of happened this week that prevented me from doing the rest of them. Mainly, I have reconfigured my entire desk, and now my laptop's gonna be over here on the side. My drawing tablet's over here. That was all kind of like stacked to one side at one point. Point is, we've been working on stuff. We've been getting this in a more optimal situation. I'm putting this away for us to record more frequently and also to record with good lighting and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much all the channel news for now. Yeah, so let's just get into the game news. Okay, so, oh boy, we got 2 bad stories and 1 good story to deal with. One of those is Metro Exodus's Backstab on Steam. Now, Metro has been up for pre-order for quite a while now at this point on the Steam platform. But as of this week, it has been pulled from the Steam platform and is now only going to be sold on the Epic Game Store. Now, I would like to say I kind of saw something like this happening at some point. I figured certain games would start to lose their Steam pages and go strictly Epic, especially because when it comes to Unreal development, and I am someone who uses Unreal to develop, they remove their royalties if you sell it through Epic. So normally how it works is you would pay Steam a percentage to have your game listed on Steam, and you would pay Epic a percentage for using their engine. Now, if you post it on the Epic Game Store, you pay only Epic the selling fee and no longer the royalty fee. So everything, it pretty much, it makes it so that as an indie developer, you would gain more money for not selling it on Steam than you would if you did sell it on Steam. So I can see why big publishers who would be paying less even if they're not using the Epic engine, why they would move over there. And I'm sure behind the scenes, Epic is like paying out. Like they're like probably like no fees or low fees or something so that these big games can go on the platform over Steam. So adding between Metro, something else went on there. Oh, The Division 2 went on there. Those are the two biggest games that we've seen head to the Epic Game Store. The only thing is I do kind of feel bad for all of the gamers who wanted to play it with their Steam libraries. That being said, supposedly the Steam version is still going to exist, and the Steam version is still going to be accessible to those who bought it on Steam before the decision was made to switch to Epic's game launcher. Anthem. Oh, I would like to say that I didn't see this coming, but at the same time, I knew this was going to happen. Anthem is being compared to Wireframe, and not in a good way. It's an expensive, non-free-to-play wireframe. Or Warframe. I said Wireframe. Point is, it feels like an MMO. It feels like a free-to-play MMO in a $60 game. Now, the flight elements have been praised for being amazing, but anybody who's been playing solo hasn't really enjoyed their experience. Now, they can tweak things, but the biggest issue is that Anthem is being balanced for multiple players at a time, probably a group of 4. A great example of a game that does this is Borderlands and Borderlands 2, where they actually have the game balanced in a way that enemies are super spongy. You have to really invest in your perks to take something out with a headshot at later points in the game, as opposed to an actual first-person shooter, which is supposed to be played single player. You often have a situation where things die more quickly, and that is to make the player feel way more powerful. And that's kind of where like Warframe makes everything kind of spongy, and now Anthem is making things kind of spongy in a way to cater to multiple players. Now, that being said, it can be salvaged. Monster Hunter is a perfect example of a game that rebalances itself based off of the number of players. You see, when you're playing Monster Hunter, if you don't have anybody in your party, and this is for World, the most recent one, if you don't have anybody in your party, the monster has its base health. But then that health is multiplied by 4-ish when you have a party of 4. So the monster and the rewards actually scale with the amount of people you have. That's probably the appropriate system for Anthem, but at the same time, how else would they sell the microtransactions? Like the egregious $20 mech power armor suit thing. Like, I wish I were making this stuff up. Anthem. EA, can you not? Just not for once. I highly doubt you can. You're gonna kill BioWare with this game, I know it. And oh boy, it's not even gonna be their fault. Refocus on me. There you go. Now, I guess we could talk about some decent news, I guess. Let's talk about the Piranha Plant in Smash. It is out now. If you bought the Fighter Pass, you can download it now. Actually, I've been playing it for a little over 3-ish days now, I think, because I got the game early. If you bought the game early and didn't register it, then you need the Fighter Pass to play the character. But if you didn't, if you did register it, you should have been given a code. Even the digital version, you are given a code, and then you have to use that to, what's the word? To download the fighter. He's fun to play. As you can see, it's a very aerial heavy game, so if you are someone who likes to air juggle like I am, there's a lot here to play with. So I am excited to learn how this character plays, and I can see the technical the actual technical ability of this character being pretty high. Alright, and that's it for game news. Now let's start talking about the tech news, because we've got a bit to talk about today. Tech news! Alright, Nividia. They admitted they know exactly what went wrong with the RTX launch. They know it's overpriced. Wow, this is actually an amazing thing to hear, because almost never will a 10 company say, we fucked up. Now, Nividia admits they know that the RTX cards are overpriced and that people were waiting for lower priced options. Maybe we will then see a 1180. I'm kind of hoping for a GTX 1180, but at the same time, they may have to release something a bit heftier than the 1080 Ti. And that's because Radion 7's benchmarks have just leaked. Now, they're not beating Nividia's card flat out. In fact, in most cases at 1080p, the Radion 7 is actually much weaker than the 2080. And in games that are optimized with GameWorks and stuff, those games really hit the AMD cards. But at 4K on games that are not specifically designed for Nividia hardware, the Radion 7 is actually killing the 1080, and that is mainly due to HBM2. Now, well, and the like 16 gigabytes of HBM2. With that much memory, and with the 1 terabyte a second memory bus, the Radion 7 is capable of running 4K like we have never seen it run before. And that's impressive. And honestly, these cards, like the Vega series, they have been amazing for 4K gaming across the board. In fact, actually, I went ahead and I benchmarked this PC running Time Spy, and I benchmarked my laptop, which was using a Nividia 1060M, and just to kind of like get some numbers on like exactly where they stand, this desktop is better than the test bench for 4K on Time Spy, where my laptop, for a gaming laptop that I paid so much damn money for, is barely able to keep up with the gaming laptop category. That being said, the actual reason that laptop isn't as good for gaming is actually mostly down to thermals, as where a desktop can literally go like non-stop. That being said, the Vega did thermal throttle, so I really do want to see what happens when I remove the heat issue altogether when I put it on water. That being said, point is, these cards are really capable of running the 4K test, and it's honestly due to HBM2, because HBM2 high bandwidth memory is capable of taking information in and out of the RAM extremely quickly. And I said this when they announced Radion 7, that this is your 4K gaming card, and I was right. That being said, you could always go with a Titan, which I think also has a ridiculous amount of memory, but the HBM part of the high bandwidth of the Vega line and the Fury line is probably where a lot of the advantages in 4K are actually coming from. So there you go. That was it. That's the size of pie. That's all the news. That's all the stuff. That's all the thing of things. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed watching this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I do this once a week. I also re-record it like twice a week. Yeah, because of focusing issues, lighting issues, camera positioning issues, etc. So thank you guys again. Wolfie out. Also, it's raining now. I know, you guys in the Midwest, it's snowing, but still, it's raining now.